And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope you're all doing well. I'm Pierre, your host. Welcome to my stream. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So, my friends, let's start off like we usually do by going over to the computer. We're going to check out what we did yesterday, and then we'll take it from there. So, what did we do yesterday? It was kind of a short day again. All we had to do is put on the yellow outlines, let's say, to our bullseye, and then fill in between with the dark green. And then we couldn't do anything else because since we are still in winter time and it's awfully cold here in the studio, well, we have to give everything time to dry. So anyways, let's go over here. And what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to start tackling the details of this bullseye. Let's call it that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of work my way down this way by switching on several things. I'm going to start off with the outer black outline, the inner black outline to this yellow strip, and then I'm going to start filling in right away the details. And then I'll move into the green area where I'll put some shadowing, make it some lighter green because it's an awfully dark green. So I'll put some, and then I'll move down to this lower level. Like that, the green will have time to dry, and I won't put my hands in it, and I'll be able just to continue to work because I would like to get in a fairly long day of painting if possible. So, because 2 days in a row after being away for 7 weeks, 2 days of short streams. Yesterday was 45 minutes, and the day before was only like 25 minutes. And really, I enjoy it so much, I want it to last forever. So, let's start off with doing this little black outline. So, that's going to be fairly easy. I have to find my black paint, wherever that is. Okay, there's the red. I guess I should have guessed that. And what is this guy? And here's the black paint. I've been away from the studio for so long, I don't know where everything is. I'm still kind of rusty. But I'm sure by the middle of next week, we'll be back to our usual. So I guess I can use the cap of my black paint as a palette. Let's get rid of this hair. Oops, I guess it's still attached to my head. I don't often have a ponytail. Today I have the early Bob Weir look of the Grateful Dead. There we go. So, I have the paint there. I'm going to have to find a thin brush, which isn't going to be much of a problem. I'll probably go with this guy right here. So I'll put him to soak like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a whiter brush, and I'm going to just work the black paint to get the right consistency, the right texture, so that it will glide beautifully on the canvas and yet still keep its opacity. So there's nothing thrilling about doing that, but we're still going to do that together. I'm just going to switch over to camera number 1 here. And I'll bring this guy down here where I have some water and a little rag. And let's just work this up. Obviously, it's not rocket science. Guys who put that rover on Mars, I'm sure, would laugh at this, but whatever. There you go. Add a little more water. We do want to get this to be fairly, if possible, like a thick ink. There we go. Just work it up, work it on. There we go. So as I've mentioned before, I live in south of France in the city of Nice, and we have a COVID curfew during the weekends where nobody's allowed to go out except for shopping or can't go beyond 5 kilometers from where you live. And you have to be home by 1800 hours, which is 6 p.m. So that also is a drag because, especially in the summertime when it gets dark, like at 9:30, I like painting as long as I can. So, but hopefully by then things will get better. Okay, so we have that done. Let's bring the camera back up. Back to our bullseye. I'm going to move the camera over just a little bit to the side so we can see exactly what I'm doing without me also being in front of the camera. I'll just kind of zoom in a little bit like that. Just have to remember to move the camera back and follow what I'm doing since I'm kind of out of practice. So we're back here, getting my little brush that I'm going to be using. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's go back and let's start doing this then. Yeah, just a little thin outline on both sides of this yellow circle. There we go. Very good. And I'm going to get the inner part as well. Shit, I didn't want to do there. I wanted to do over here. So, I kind of blew that already. Because now my hand is going to be kind of in the way there, that black paint. So, it's exactly what I wanted to avoid. The kind of mistakes I usually don't make. So you can see that I am quite rusty here. There we go. So what to do here? Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to come back to this other camera right now. I'm going to put the black paint aside for a little bit later, and I'm going to get back and we're going to start working on the details right here. So for that, I'm going to need some ochre yellow. Where is that guy? I say right here or right here. I guess I have several tubes. This one looks like it's already open. Get rid of that. Let's get another palette here. There we go. And just like before, I'm going to get a larger brush just to get the right consistency. And I'm going to work this again so it's just right. So let's go back to this camera. We'll do that again together. Bring this down. There we go. So let me move this camera back so I can get to the water right here. There we go. And they're doing some construction in the building right next to ours. And I hear this noise, which is like a vacuum cleaner going on. It was all day yesterday and apparently all day today as well. But it didn't seem as loud yesterday as it did today. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to step over to the door here for a minute. And I'm going to shut it. And I'm not sure it's going to help that much, but whatever. Let's try it. And then I have to pick the right fairly thin paintbrush to do what we're going to do next. And I assume it's going to be something like this brush here. Right? This is a fairly I don't know if you can see it right there, very thin. I don't know, can you see it better on the blue background or on the red maybe? So you can see it's a very, very thin brush. That's what we're going to be using. And like before, I'm going to move this camera over to the side so I'm not standing in front of it. I'm going to zoom back in a little bit before switching cameras. There we go. And I'm going to try to avoid getting my hand in that black paint that I didn't really want to do. Oops. Okay, so let's switch back to camera number 1. And I'm going to start over here. Well, I guess I'll start here. So, okay, something like that, I guess. Is that how I used to do it? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more just to make it more interesting. Something like that. I'm also not convinced I have the right paintbrush, but only one way to find out. Something not right here. I don't know if it's the consistency of the paint that's still too thick or I have the wrong paintbrush. I'm going to try one more time. If it doesn't work out as I like, we'll deal with it. Okay, so I'm going to bring the camera back. I think that my paint is still too thick. So let's deal with this, okay? I'm going to try to make this right again. I just added tons of water. Hopefully not too much. And if this doesn't work out, then it's the brush. Okay, so let's try this again. Bring this up here. Give it a good zoom. And let's see what happens here. Let's switch brushes. Back to this brush again. Yes, much better. Much better. Now I'm approaching this area here where I put this black paint. I'm going to have to be careful not to put my hands in it, if possible. Okay, very good. I am going to move the camera over just a little bit more like that and bring it down because I'm going to tackle it from this angle here, a little bit on the side to avoid that black paint again. As I paint these little flowers. There we go. So this is the part where I get off the most because this is the part where my mind starts drifting and I can do whatever I want with my brain, get into a meditative state. So I'm going to go back, do some black here, get back to the ochre, then the black. I'm going to do it that way. And I'm going to put some music on and I'll be just switching back and forth. And let's do that with a little bit of music. This is my friend Jacek on the guitar. There we go. Okay, very good. And I'm going to just bring it down a little bit more. We're going to continue right down this way here. And for that, I'm going to bring my chair over. There we go. It's obviously when you're painting like this, it's very time consuming. And this is why all the musicians get the groupies and not the painters. The groupies tend to fall asleep during this kind of long, repetitious moments. Ah, putain, what the fuck? seconds. What I'm going to do now, since we got this outer edge done, I'm going to do the highlights of this green, and then we'll move to the lower circle. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for that green that I had yesterday. There we go. And if I recall, it was this green right here. I'm going to put some of that there. Won't need very much. And then maybe I'm just going to highlight it with just a little bit of white. I'm going to have to be careful because I don't want it to be too light, even though as it dries, it darkens. Most paints, they tend to darken as they dry, so always have to kind of keep that in mind as well. So let's see what we can do. What brush am I going to use? I think I can just use this brush that we had earlier to thin out the yellow ochre. So I guess we can do this together. I'll go back to camera number 1. I'll bring it back here a little bit. Bring it back and bring it down. So there's the green that we have. And we're going to just add a tad, just a little bit of white. What I'm going to do first though is get the dark green to the right texture first. It's extremely thick, really for the shading that we're going to do. We really don't need that much. Definitely don't need it to be that thick. Yeah. Just a little bit, just a little bit of white. We do this in stages. Still, okay. Just a little bit more white. So, so pretty good. Sure, the consistency there. It still seems awfully thick. All we're going to do is just dab little highlights here and there, though they were little clouds, just to give a little richness to our green background. So, let's bring up the camera and take a look and see what this will do for us. So, up, zoom in a little bit, there. Just a little bit of that. And that is just about what we want. Paint all over the hand. Like I said, we're just going to very highlight just a little bit of that. Good. Of course, it's going to darken, as I mentioned earlier, as it dries. So I'm going to just work it here. Edge. Good. that. And I'm going to bring my chair up. I don't want to break my back again. So, here. Well, I'll put this thing aside again. Now we're going to just tackle this. Again, put the black thing on the outskirts and on the inside, and then we'll tackle the little details on this yellow. And on the run. Okay, so what am I looking for? My black pen. There we go. So that's fine and dandy, so that's all right. Now, computer, I'm on the double screen, so I'll come back to 10 and 1, and we'll continue as we did earlier. Up, down, so sloppy. Oh, how to shake. So annoying. So, just have a little more water here so this paint will flow better. Oh, much better. Oh, not cool. I painted hungover and seem to have done a better job than what I'm doing today. I guess that's because I am out of practice. So I'll get the black one in a few minutes. I'm going to bounce back to the yellow. Let's get that here. And a little bit more. Still feels like I don't have control over the brush, which is extremely annoying. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back over here I'm going to look at my other brushes. This should be a pleasure. This shouldn't be a torture. So I must have the wrong brush. Let's try this one. This is a brand new brush too. Maybe it's because it's not broken in yet or something like that. Or maybe it's just because I'm, like I said many times, out of shape to do that as well. I'd rather blame it on the brush than blame it on myself. But whatever. Okay, so let's try this brush and see if I'm any luckier. Let's back to this. Number 5, once things are rolling, I'll put the music back on. 1, but this brush is a little bit thicker. But for some reason, it's not that much better. Much better. I'm going to turn the music back on. My friend Yatcha on the guitar again. Tell that when something is wrong, or you have the wrong brush, or you're not in the right comfortable position. I'm really going to keep an eye on. You have a tendency when you do something like repetition and lasts like hours. So when you do the streaming on YouTube, they give you the choice of if it's for children or not. Since I have a tendency to cuss a lot, I have made the choice of not having children. Well, and another thing I have to keep an eye out is for this little pop-up window that tends to pop up whenever it wants, rather than when I want it. So, there. And, even on the technical side, I'm kind of rusty as well. Ideas that I want to play with, and new colors I want to use. So I can't wait to finish this odd little thing. itself. As soon as I switch cameras, here we go. There it is again. Get rid of it. Come back to over here. There it is again. Very annoying. What about there? Yep. Okay, well, remember to take that window off. Annoying. I don't know why it does. Streamlabs, OBS, Streamlabs. I'll have to go check out why. Sometimes that little window is really practical during the talk. But I wanted to come on when I tell it to, not on its own. I was so psyched to come in and paint it. I didn't think I was going to run into so many problems. Not an easy day today at all. Sure, it's not coordinated, not coming off nice and clean. Love doing it. Not the best. Just stop the music for a few minutes. And wow, no little pop-up window, how wonderful. Okay, so we're here, and now I'm going to go back and do this shading of the green like we did before. And rework this paint border. Go. Do this upper part right here. There. Again, I'm going to do good to daddy. So, and switch over. Just like that. Just adding a little bit of shading. And then we are going to come back up here. And we're going to do like before, do our black outlines here. And then do our little flowers, starbursts. Go. Yeah. Get the black paint. I'm going to move my chair on straight for this. Okay, so let's do this. I'll put the music back on. I happy nobody's watching today because I suck. God. Whew. Unbelievable. Stopping the music, and then we're going to continue with this other half. But what I'm going to have to do here is start from the lower and work my way out again from the left hand side to the right so I don't get my hands in the paint. So now should I start with this inner circle or the outer circle? I'm not sure yet. What will make the most sense? Okay. I guess it makes no difference really. So I guess I'll start with the inner circle just to be sure because it's on the left hand side, but I don't have any more paint, so I'm just going to add a little more oh, ran out of ochre yellow, so there we go. I'm going to work this to get it to be the right consistency again. So it goes down as though it was ink. Yet making sure that it stays nice and opaque. There we go. Very good. Okay, I'm just going to step back for a second, see where we're at. So this I'm going to have to do the other way around. I'm going to start with the inner black circle, do the design, then the outer black circle with the black to make sure that I don't screw up. Let's do that right now. Put this over here. Around. There we go. Put the black paint a little bit with some water. So, it's been an hour, a little more than an hour and 20 minutes we've been painting. I should be warmed up now. Usually it takes me about maybe 10 minutes to really warm up while I'm painting. But today, okay, so it's been 7 weeks that I haven't painted because of our electrical problems we've had in the studio, but still, I am amazed by the difficulty I'm having today of laying down my paint. So, let's get the canvas ready. We are moving on to the new section right now. So, I'll use a whisker. Okay, so let's switch back to camera number 1, and let's get this black line done. There's a lot of bumps and crevices because of splattering of paint, a lot of texture. So, there we go. So, put this baby back down, grab our yellow. Okay, it's still not right. For crying out loud. I think the paint is still too thick. I'm going to add more water. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Really out of practice. Unbelievable. I never recall doing this. Difficult getting back into it. Maybe. Much better. Much better. I just put it that way. Today is not the kind of day I brag about. The good thing about today is that it's Friday. Nothing to write home about today. Okay, got that part down. Now we'll go back and do the black outline. course, I didn't have the camera follow through with what I was doing just because I'm trying to be concentrated here. I'm having a hard time today, so I'm neglecting the camera work in favor of trying to get the painting together. So let's start up here. Jesus. There we go. And I'm going to jump to right away into the shade of the green. Here. Again, got to bring the camera with me on that. And I'm going to do the shading on the south side circle as well. And then I think I'm going to call it quits for today because this is really not going very well. I'm not going to insist on that. So let's get the shading done here. Of course, with the shine from the window, already looks like it's already had some shading to it. Only the reflection of the outdoor light. Zoom in a little bit more here. Shade right here. That. Yeah, back up and down. No. Use a shading to cover also some of the brush strokes from yesterday's work. So, just right there like that. And there you have it. So, I'll pull this baby back. put my brush to dry, switch cameras coming on here. Well, at least a nice thing is that paint all over your hands. I just love that. And I'll put this back all together. Get this over here. And as we've often said, the whole goal of this stream is to share what goes on in the studio together. So I am done for today. Obviously, I am extremely uncoordinated, and it's become a chore more than a pleasure. I'm going to call it quits. But before we leave, I'm going to bring over this camera here and put it back over here. And I am going to go into my little kitchen area, and I'm going to wash my paintbrush. It's going to take 2 minutes, but this is something that we have to do. And since we are sharing everything that's going on in the studio together, it means we're sharing also the chores that goes with being in the studio. So just going to walk over to my little sink. Little soap and water. And there we go. All right, thank you for bearing with me. I have clean paintbrushes to start off on Monday. Put this back in the right spot. Go. There we go. There we go. So let's switch back over to this guy right here. I guess we come to the conclusion of our stream. Anyway, like usual, I'm going to leave you with my schedule for next week. We're here on Mondays, 9 a.m. A little bit of paint there, probably. Wipe that off. There we go. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so anyways, I'll be back here at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday. I hope you'll join me again. I hope the day will go smoother than today. And I'm going to leave you with my schedule and by saying, ciao, mes amis.